Hi, I'm Seth Kahn of visionaryleadership.com. Much of my work involves helping my clients identify, enroll, and lead a coalition, a group of organizations that work together to tackle a systemic problem. Leading a coalition is very different than leading an internal team, primarily because you cannot use carrots and sticks to shape their behavior. Instead, you have to identify what I call a common agenda. And that term comes from the collective impact model, which I'm going to explain to you in just a second. This common agenda is key because it's a vision of the future that all of the participants of your coalition are invested in. It's this common agenda that motivates them to work together, performing interlocking activities that create synergies and lead to the result you're looking for. Let me tell you a little bit about how collective impact works. First of all, there's a model that uses a backbone organization led by a steering committee. You form the steering committee. You choose the members and you lead that process to establish governance, your vision, and strategy. So this is not a democratic process. The backbone organization is the organization that provides the coordination and communication that makes it possible for ad hoc working groups to form, for partners to engage, and for community members to be led. So let's take a closer look using an example of what it means to have a common agenda. Remember that this is the skeleton key that makes it possible for so many of your partners to work together towards this mutually shared vision. I'm going to use an example from real life. My client, the American Nurses Association. The common agenda for Healthy Nurse, Healthy Nation, the American Nurses Association's grand challenge, is to measurably improve the health of America's 4 million nurses and by extension, the rest of the nation. That common agenda pulled together all of our partners, including CVS Caremark, Sharecare, the US Army, Harvard Medical School, Catholic Health Initiatives, and many others. The steering committee was made up of the American Nurses Credentialing Center, Catholic Health Initiatives, the Clinton Global Initiative, CVS Caremark, Harvard University, the Institute for Healthcare Improvement, Johns Hopkins University School of Medicine, and the US Army. So we had a high-ranking official from each one of these organizations who helped us with our governance, our strategy, and our vision. We formed ad hoc working groups, which included things like communication. How are we going to communicate with all of the players involved? Coordination. How do we make sure that different activities support each other, that there are synergies created and they're not just happening in parallel? Metrics. How do we know we're succeeding or get the feedback if we require course correction? And of course, funding. These are examples of the types of working groups that may need to be formed. For our partners, well, so far, the American Nurses Association's initiative, Healthy Nurse, Healthy Nation, has been a roaring success, and there are 200 champion organizations. These are organizations that have joined the initiative with a commitment to not just provide boots on the ground, but to collect data and provide that data to the ANA. We also have over 300 collaborators and connectors. These are organizations that have not made the same level of commitment, but are deeply involved in helping us to succeed. And lastly, there are the community members, in this case, over 60,000 individuals who have joined to measurably improve their health. This is an example of how common agenda works, pulling together the many forces, many organizations that are required to mount and successfully achieve a systemic objective. I hope that you find this is helpful. If you'd like more information, please feel free to contact me. I'm at seth@visionaryleadership.com.